Good evening. Joining me tonight is a long-serving member for... Oh, it doesn't really matter, John. The safest seat in the country. Always has been, and always will be. Ah, Stronghold. Fortress, John. They could put a framed photo of the last 10 MPs instead of a candidate. Voters would still tick the box out of habit. Impressive. Oh, it's a disaster, John. I beg your pardon? It's the worst thing that's ever happened to us. Winning by too much. Right, explain that. Well, John, in politics, Canberra spends money in seats where there's a contest. You know, a bit of drama, a bit of suspense. Yes? You know what's never suspenseful? Your seat? Exactly, John. We win by so much that Canberra just assumes we're fine. So to be clear, your reward for absolute loyalty is absolute neglect? Now you're getting it, John. So let me get this straight. Because you win by a mile, by several miles, John, I've seen more uncertainty in a North Korean election. Right, because you win by so much, the government doesn't invest in your electorate. No need, John. Why spend money on a seat you already own? That's like buying flowers for your spouse after they've said yes. Waste of resources. I think I see the issue. I'm too successful for my own good. And what do you do about that? Well, that's the problem, isn't it? If I don't win by so much, Canberra might start paying attention. But then you risk losing. That's right, John. I have a mortgage. So what's the plan? Well, John, this is the tricky bit. I need to win, but not by too much. You need to be a little less popular? Just enough, John. Just enough for Canberra to panic. You need to wake up in a cold sweat thinking, oh no, we might actually lose the seat. Better go to a bridge or a hospital or something. But if people actually switch sides completely? Oh well, then I'd be out of a job, John, and we can't have that. Right. It's a fine balance, John. Too safe and you're ignored. Too risky and you're unemployed. So what you're really saying is, people should think carefully about how they vote, John. Because if you want something to actually happen in your community, you need to make yourself interesting to Canberra. And how do you do that? You stop being predictable, John. Remind them you exist. And that wouldn't be the worst thing? Democracy, John. You have to remind them you exist.